up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition. Oh man, thank you guys so much for being a part of our Tiger Fitness Facebook group. And every week, well, I try every week, I get a Q&A done. I don't read them in advance, but what I do is I read them like we're having a conversation and answer them to my best of my ability. Now, I also do this because I try to be as out there as possible, as accessible as possible. I want to maintain my reputation as accessible CEO in sport nutrition history, and it doesn't stop now. It will never stop. I don't care how big the outright bar gets. I'm here for you guys, man. I am always going to be the machine militia. You will always matter to me most, all right? So I wanted to get to you about the Tiger Fitness group. If you're not already a member of it, join it. It's on Facebook. I'm going to link it down below. If you're on Instagram or you're on any other platform I post this shit on, go to Facebook and type in Tiger Fitness Group in the search bar, and it should come right up. But anyway, let's get on to the questions, man. I got a cup of my good Walmart Like a Boss mug, because I fucking love Walmart. I got some Pachamama coffee with some Ritual AM. So I'm ready to rock, guys. Ready to rock. Fresh off a trip to Michigan where I met with a large grocery distributor, and they're picking up the bars as well. So we also got Giant Eagle coming on board this month. We have Planet Fitness putting in all their locations, 24-hour fitness. Just a really awesome time. And of course, February 2nd, we roll out at all the Vitamin Shoppe locations with every single flavor. So,
other chain of gyms that's picking it up?
24-hour fitness?
No,
Oh, Retro Fitness. We are approved for order. Which other one? Oh, export. We will be an export. So all you Illinoisans, we will be at export. We will be at export. It's going to be pretty awesome. Anyway, check it out from Chris Skiba. Chris, what's up, bro? Chris has been, I know Chris. Chris is a good guy. And let me tell you something about Chris, man. He used to be a bit overweight. He went keto. He went a bit further and went carnivore. He's lost a lot of weight. He's looking fantastic. I just want to say, Chris, I see you, bro. I watch you. I stalk you. And you're doing a fucking amazing job. I appreciate you always being there, man. But anyway, from Chris, thoughts on agmatine and sports supplements and for therapeutic use. Also, upper limit. Now, upper limit, I haven't seen any data stating any upper limit. Now, the recommended dose I use is what we put in Clash. And that's 1.5 grams. That's where the data has been shown to have a sweet spot. Now, agmatine, I just went on a walk. It's a little bit hot outside, so got a little sweatage going on. I got the Pachamama going, so I'm a little bit hot. Now, agmatine at 1.5 grams, not only does it have nice mental acuity effects, actually has positive effects on the brain, it also has longevity effects, cardiovascular benefits, and it provides for a great pump because, again, agmatine is a precursor to basically arginine, blah, 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 blah. So here we go, citrulline, that whole pathway, not going to go into that. But essentially what it does, it converts to nitric oxide in the body, creates blood flow, facilitates blood flow, hence leading to vasodilation, which is blood flow throughout the muscles in the body. Upper limit, I would say you could probably get by with more than 5 grams. Generally speaking, though, an effective dose is around 1 to 1.5 grams for a single dose. So I purposely will take 1 to 2 doses of Clash a day. That gives me about 3 grams. I don't know of the upper limit, and I don't know what would happen if you took the upper limit. I'd have to look into that more. But from what I've seen, the LD50 is extremely high. The LD50 is 50% of the lethal dose, meaning it will fucking kill you. I don't know that offhand, but I know it's pretty fucking high. So I wouldn't put much stake in that. But generally speaking, 5 grams is a lot. Stick to 1.5 to 3 grams a day, and I think you'll be good to go. Hopefully that answered it to the best of my ability. But I do like agmatine. I like it a lot. And I think it does serve a good purpose and is one of the best pump potentiators on the market. From Justin Horvers, have not squatted since high school, got injured, I was acting like a little girl to skip squatting. I disagree. My little girl, Cammie, is 13 years old and squats every morning before school. So don't insult females like that. You act like a little bitch. So is squatting on a Smith machine okay, or should I start on a squat? Do not do squats on a Smith machine. It is the worst thing you could do, especially if you had injuries. A Smith machine puts your body in a fixed plane. Your body is not meant to move in a fixed plane. Your body is meant to move free. When your body moves free, your body stabilizes. It activates your core. It activates your glutes. It activates everything involved to keep you from falling. A Smith machine is going to force your body into a plane it might not want to be in. So I recommend starting pretty simple. Start with body weight squats. For a counterbalanced weight, you want to do a goblet squat. Hold either a dumbbell or a kettlebell in front of you. You can search kettlebell squat or goblet squat Lobliner and get some good tutorials. Another thing you want to do is make sure your core is strong. Supplement that with deadlifts, supplement that with planks. There's another thing you could search on YouTube that I've done demos on called wall-facing deadlifts. Make sure your core is nice and strong, standing overhead press. But definitely, and I say definitely do not do the Smith machine. Not that it's going to hurt good people. I'm not anti-Smith machine. I just think in the application of you coming back from the injury, a Smith machine is the worst thing you could possibly do because it will create imbalances. And I don't want you to have imbalances. From Marios Cuzales. Oh, shit. Opinions on the Laxogenin frenzy. Does it work or companies making us their lab rats? Is it that high quality to explain the prices? Laxogenin is essentially a precursor of Anavar. I hate it. I think it's stupid. I think Anavar in and of itself is a pretty ineffective steroid. Oxandrolone is the name of the steroid. It's not going to give you huge gains. However, it does suppress you. So if you're taking Anavar in conjunction with a steroid cycle, yeah, okay, you're going to make some gains. Anavar is going to add to that, add some nice, lean, dry, quality muscle because of the way it acts. Now realize Anavar was created for women and children. It's actually a very mild anabolic. However, it is also suppressive. So my opinion on Laxogenin, not only is it extremely overpriced, but it's an ineffective form of a very mildly effective steroid, and it's going to suppress you. So when you come off of it, inherently, if you made any gains, you're going to the gains are going to go away. So I personally do not feel Laxogenin is worth it. I wouldn't even fuck with it. I just don't think it's, I don't think it's worth it. From Romeo Salinas, the 4th, I'm heading to a law enforcement training center for 6 months. I won't have too many choices with food, cafeteria style. Any suggestion on how to stay on track with dieting? Besides outright bars, I bought 6 boxes. Honestly, just do the best you can. You know what? I get people in the military ask me all the time, I have this, I have that. Look, at the end of the day, you're a victim of your environment. You do the best you can. Try and choose high protein sources. Try to choose the most whole food possible. And I'm sure you'll be able to make wise decisions there. I wouldn't worry about it. Everybody else is in the same predicament you are. At the end of the day, it's just a small portion of your life. So let's say you're there for 2 months. That's only a sixth of the year. What is that? 15, 16% of the year? Who the fuck cares? Like, just move on, get it done, get as many quality calories as you can, and go on with it. At the end of the day, you're making a sacrifice for your future, and it's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Just do the best you can. From Tommy Campbell, besides deadlifts, what other power movements can be worked into hamstring day? Well, it depends what you consider a power movement. For example, if you're doing a hamstring day, but you want to involve your entire body, a partial snatch would be great. Basically, you come in here, you're down here, wide grip snatch, and bring it up. It's a partial snatch. You can look that up online. I'm sure there's plenty of videos on that. Hamstring day, you also got Romanian deadlifts. You said deadlifts. Romanian deadlifts, single leg Romanian deadlifts, depending on what you consider power. But I mean, if you look at power, you look at the big 5, and honestly, you know, deadlifts are the posterior chain or hamstring dominant power movement there is. So other than snatches, cleans, this and that, those are power movements. We need to define what you think power movements are, because I consider any movement that requires lifting weight to be a power movement. Also, if you're looking at power, you know, power would be considered things like snatches, like cleans, like clean and jerks. You know, deadlifts aren't necessarily a power movement. It's more of a powerlifting movement. So if you're looking at a powerlifting movement, yeah, deadlifts are pretty much it. Are MTS Nutrition privately owned or publicly traded companies? We are both. Every company I've ever owned, I've never done an IPO, all privately traded. And the goal at the end of the day is not to go public, it's to sell the businesses at the end of the day. I mean, not that I'm doing it in the next year or even 10 years, but I'm not an IPO type guy. I'm a build it and let somebody else deal with that bullshit type of guy. I'm more of an entrepreneur. I'm not a guy who takes things public. That's just not my business style, and it's not something I'm an expert at. Maybe later on, but not now. It's not what I intend to do with any of my companies. From Bridget, reasons I am more hungry in the morning when I eat really late at night, the night before, versus not eating so close to bedtime. I don't know. I mean, that should help control your ghrelin and leptin. I'm not sure. Again, like Who cares? Because for me, it's the opposite. If I don't eat close to bed, I'm hungry as shit in the morning. So it's individual. So who cares why? Just know that if you don't want to be hungry in the morning, fucking don't eat close to bed. From Jeremy Thomas, do you have a custom playlist on Spotify you listen to? Any bodybuilding workout amp up playlist you recommend? I have YouTube Studio, and I believe I have Beast Mode Hip Hop is the name of the playlist I have. I also listen to a lot of UK grime. There's a good grime playlist. Grime is UK's version of hip hop. And ever since Body Power, I listened to it in my Uber. My Uber driver was actually a big grime fan. And I've been a fan of it. I've been a real fan of it. Energy by Avellino is one of my favorite. There's a lot of good jams in the grime scene. But generally speaking, any kind of hip hop workout music on Pandora, YouTube Studio, I don't use Spotify. It's kind of what I roll with. From Rob Jr., we see lots of workout plans, but never really address natural versus enhanced bodybuilding. Spending specifically outline general plans, number of reps. Here's the thing, Rob. There's no fucking difference. Overload is overload and training is training. I've always said it and I've gotten ridiculed for it. At the end of the day, I believe most people you're not going to risk. See, overtraining is a nervous system issue, right? Like recovery is normally not a muscular issue. In fact, Smolov and all the guys he was training when they were squatting every day, they were natural as fuck. Everybody needs to pay attention to volume. Everybody needs to pay attention to all that because steroids aren't enhancing your CNS, your central nervous system. Steroids are enhancing your muscle recovery. So I will go on record as saying I don't think that naturals and enhanced athletes should train much differently. We're all after one thing. We're after hypertrophy, right? If we're training for hypertrophy. And how do you do that most? Progressive overload. So whether you're natural or enhanced, I believe you have pretty much the same tool book to work with. So I really think that you need to stop using being natural as a crutch because it sounds like you are. Whoa, what do you think I should do for a natural bodybuilder? And I'm just playing. Don't get mad at me. Look, here's the deal. It doesn't matter if you're natural or enhanced. Just train using progressive overload, pay attention to overall volume, and listen to your body. Look at Dorian. He was on a ton of fucking drugs, and he paid attention to volume and created his own training system based on controlling volume. So by that logic, Dorian should have been doing his training system 12 times a week. But he didn't because it doesn't matter. It's about nervous system and recovery. And sure, protein synthesis will be jacked up, but what steroids do, they amplify your results. They don't magically create something. So if you're not recovering naturally, you're not going to be recovering enhanced. It is what it is. From Noah Tucker, I've been looking into peptides recently. Is the hype around them legit? Peptides are not going to be GMP or made in a good facility. And Noah, you're pretty much just starting out, getting back on track. I wouldn't fuck with peptides at all. From Daniel Kvaley, Marc, you're super humble about money, fame, etc. I'm not rich, I'm not famous, I'm a soccer dad. But really, how does it feel you run a multi-million-dollar business and know you potentially create $100 million, if not billion-dollar brand and outright? Do you look at it that way? Just live your day. Dude, I'm a normal dude. I just happen to do what I do for a living. At the end of the day, I get up, I take my kids to school or I get them ready for school and I go to work. That's what every one of you does. My job might be a little different than yours. I might be dealing with some companies that might be a little bigger than some companies that you guys work for. And I might have different responsibilities. At the end of the day, all of us in this group are working to be the best us we can be. And it's just different degrees. It's all relative. I'm not successful compared to Bill Gates. You know what I mean? So fame, I'm not famous compared to a real celebrity. Sure, at the Olympia, people know who I am, but who the fuck knows what the Olympia is? Outside of this industry, when I say I'm going to the Olympia, people goes, what's that? So at the end of it, it's all relative and perspective. And I'm really a nobody. I mean, I'm a soccer dad. And nobody on the kids' soccer sidelines knows who the fuck I am. I'm just a fucking oversized dad. That's it. So there's nothing special about me. So the answer is, there's no reason for me to even have that thought in my mind because I'm really no different than anybody else other than the fact that I might work a little harder than some people. From Brian Brown, I take krill oil from Vital Choice on and off for years. What's your feeling like krill? Krill is fine. It's just DHA EPA. The whole logic behind krill is it's a very small species, which means it's very low on the food chain, which means that its chances of being contaminated are lower. However, if you go with MTS Nutrition fish oil, which is going to save you a ton of money, it's going to give you better or the same or greater than quality EPA, DHA, and being that we're from only the cold waters in the Nordic, you know, you're fine. So at the end of the day, you're looking at EPA, DHA, and krill oil, in my opinion, offers no benefit over a high quality fish oil like MTS Nutrition Fish Oil, which by the way is like $15 for a whole big ass bottle of them. From David Solo, I'm 34, 152 pounds, about 8% body fat. I average about 14 hours of activity per week. It's 2 hours a day. I want to lean bulk as slowly as possible, stay as lean as I can. It has nothing to do with wanting to gain fat. I just feel much better maintaining this body fat. My maintenance is roughly 3,000 calories. To stay as lean as possible, lean gain is the goal. What would you recommend? I have a book, massdiet.com. That's massdiet.com. I don't recommend shorter bulk mini cut. I hate those. What I recommend is slowing it down. Gain a pound a month. That's right. 1 to 2 pounds a month. If you weigh 152 pounds and it's October 1st, I want you to aim to weigh 153.5 pounds on November 1st. So it's slow, it's controlled. You're dealing with very slight increases in your caloric intake. So generally speaking, I don't like mini bulks. I don't like mini cuts. Just do a lean gain phase. Because think of it this way. If you gain 2 pounds a month, that's fucking 20 pounds a year. It's a lot of weight. So don't bother with that lean bulk, mini cut bullshit. Be consistent. Give your body a chance to grow. Because right when you get in a groove, you start cutting again. You fucking get out of it. So just take your time. Chris Craig, can you overeat on fruits and veggies? There's nutritional benefits in terms of vitamins and minerals too beneficial. Well, fruits have a lot of calories and veggies have calories too. You absolutely can. And also I can argue that some veggies have, I'm blanking on the word, but oxalates, which actually hinder nutrient absorption. For example, if you eat too much kale, it will prevent your body from absorbing iodine, which will make your thyroid suffer. So there's a delicate balance. So the bottom line is eat plenty of fruits, plenty of veggies, but yes, you can eat too many. You can overeat. Let's see what we got. What are your top 2 musts on a regular basis for recovery? Well, I like active recovery. I'm guessing you mean supplements, but let's go on to non-supplements. One is proper recovery. I like movement. I like a thing called tempering, which if you go to Rogue Fitness, Rogue is a equipment maker. We actually, our gym at Tiger Fitness HQ, our 8 squat station is made by Rogue, and they have a thing called body tempering by Donnie Thompson is who invented it. And body tempering is essentially a 50 or an 80 pound foam roller that you don't lay on, you put it on you. So I think tempering, I have a Rogue tempering tool downstairs that I use quite often. I don't have an affiliate code. I don't have any of that shit, but it's at rogue.com or Rogue Fitness, or whatever their site is, ROGUE. I also use something called the Marc Pro. This happens to be here because I was just using it. The Marc Pro is a TENS unit or a STIM unit, but it's very cool. Is that Gary Reinl, who's the foremost expert on recovery. He wrote the book Iced, basically disproved ice as a rice, as a means of recovery, and actually showed that it hinders it. And the guy who invented basically rice went and did a forward for his book saying it was wrong. So this Gary's unit, and honestly, I put it on my legs for about 20 minutes, 1 to 2 times a day. And I find it really helps me greatly with recovery. From a supplement standpoint, I believe nothing can beat Overtraining Solutions. Overtraining Solution from Ambrosia is a phenomenal product. It contains IgG, IGF, all from colostrum, which actually helps your body to recover, gives you that. And also, immune system is key. So it has something called Imulina. Imulina is an industry exclusive to Ambrosia, and Imulina is, in my opinion, probably the strongest immune enhancer, period. And it is an industry exclusive to Ambrosia. So there you have it. That's the questions. Again, this is at the Tiger Fitness group on Facebook. I'm going to link it down below. Or if you're on Instagram on somewhere where I can't link, go to facebook.com and go to Tiger Fitness group. There's 3 questions you will be asked. Please answer them or I will decline your application to be a member of this group because we don't want it to be spammed. But it's a good group. We answer questions. We help people. I do this once a week. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And again, if you need anything at all, let me know. I'm Marc Lobliner. That's not a game.
No, never.